Welcome to our deep dive on the period after your I-129F petition is approved. In this video, we will unpack the quiet gap between sponsorship approval and the moment you receive instructions for your medical exam and interview. We will move step by step through the handoff from the Domestic Immigration Agency to the National Visa Center and then to the embassy. Clarify the typical 6 to 10 week timeline. Explain when contacting someone helps or hurts, and show what you can productively do while you wait. We will also include checklists, diagrams, and a couple of quizzes to lock in your understanding. Let's get started. First, congratulations on the I-129F approval. Next, let's address the unsettling quiet that often follows. The reason for the silence is an administrative handover that takes time. The approved petition must be transferred to the National Visa Center, registered, assigned a case number, and then forwarded to the appropriate U.S. Embassy or Consulate. This pipeline is not instantaneous, and silence during this phase is common. Our goal here is to help you understand the process and timelines so you can set realistic expectations and plan effectively. Here's the roadmap. First, we will cover the handover from USCIS to the NVC to the embassy. Second, we will set expectations for the typical 6 to 10 week timeline. Third, we will show a decision flow for whether to contact anyone. Fourth, we will outline what to do while you wait. Fifth, we will decode status labels on official trackers. Finally, we will reinforce learning with quizzes and summarize key takeaways. Now let's map the handover. Once USCIS approves the I-129F petition, that marks the end of the first phase. Then, the case must be transferred to the National Visa Center. The NVC functions as the intermediary. It receives your file, registers it, and assigns a unique case number. After processing, the NVC forwards the case to the appropriate U.S. Embassy or Consulate abroad. Only after the post acknowledges receipt will you receive instructions to schedule your medical exam and prepare for the interview. This pipeline often creates a stretch of silence, which is normal and expected. The NVC is not just a mailbox. It performs critical intake and routing. It logs your case into the system, assigns your case number, and prepares the forwarding to your destination post. Due to global workloads and post-specific capacity, this stage can vary in length. Typically, it takes 6 to 10 weeks, but the duration can be longer in heavy volume periods or when a post has backlogs. Understanding this function helps explain why a month of silence is actually common and not in itself a problem. Let's set expectations. After approval, transfers begin, and the NVC typically takes 6 to 10 weeks to register, assign a number, and dispatch your case to the post. A month of silence is common, and even longer does not necessarily indicate a problem. Once the post receives the file, it will send instructions for next steps, including medical examination timing and interview preparation. Until that acknowledgement, it is normal not to hear much. Here is a simple decision guide. If it has been fewer than 8 weeks since your petition approval, the best course is to wait. Contacting agencies early usually produces generic responses and doesn't speed anything up because your file is likely still in transit or not yet logged by the next stage. After 8 weeks, you may initiate a low-level inquiry, such as checking with the NVC or verifying status changes. If the tracker shows that your case was sent to the Department of State, and you have or will soon have a case number, you may then contact the embassy. Otherwise, contacting the post too early is not helpful. Meanwhile, focus on actions that will help you move fast once instructions arrive. Check the official case status weekly to avoid anxiety from hourly refreshes. Organize civil documents including birth certificates, prior marriage termination records if applicable, and police certificates per your post's requirements. Coordinate vaccinations and collect medical history documents. Assemble relationship evidence such as timelines, photos, chat logs, and call records. Prepare translations and certified copies as required by your post. Budget for fees, the medical exam, and potential travel. Practice concise, truthful interview responses, and review potential red flags. Lastly, maintain a shared checklist with your partner so both of you know what is complete and what remains. Let's decode the labels. On the USCIS case status page, you are waiting for language indicating that the case has been sent to the Department of State. That shift tells you the file is moving to the next stage. During NVC processing, your consular case number will be created. With that number, You can use the Department of State's CEAC status tool for updates such as in transit or ready. However, the most actionable step comes from the embassy's acknowledgement or instruction email or portal message. That communication starts your medical and interview scheduling. It's a good practice to capture screenshots and maintain a simple personal timeline of status changes. Here's a balanced view. You should wait patiently for up to 8 weeks and rely on official trackers to monitor progress. If there is no movement after 8 weeks, it is reasonable to make a polite, low-level inquiry. Preparation during the wait is crucial, so you can move quickly once instructions arrive. Conversely, avoid contacting the embassy before it has your file. They cannot assist with a case they have not received. Do not send repeated messages through multiple channels, as this does not accelerate processing. Silence is not a denial, and you should be ready to proceed promptly once you are instructed to schedule the medical and interview. This table outlines typical stages. Day 0 marks US-CIS approval. In weeks 1 to 2, the file begins transfer to the NVC. Between weeks 3 and 6, the NVC registers the case and assigns a case number. Between weeks 6 and 10, the NVC forwards the case to the embassy. Around weeks 8 to 12 or more, the post acknowledges receipt and sends instructions. Before the interview, you complete the medical exam and finalize your document set. These time frames are estimates and can vary. Quiz time. Question: when is it generally appropriate to make your first low-level inquiry if you have heard nothing after I-129F approval? Options are: after 2 weeks, after 4 weeks, after 8 weeks, or immediately after approval. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is after 8 weeks. This time frame allows for the transfer and registration phase to occur. Initiating inquiries earlier is unlikely to produce useful results and can generate only generic responses. Next question. Which status change on the official tracker signals your case is moving from USCIS to the next stage? Options are ready, issued, approved, or sent to Department of State. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the correct choice in the next section. The correct answer is sent to Department of State. This wording indicates that the case has left USCIS and is entering the Department of State pipeline, which includes NVC processing and eventual embassy receipt. This mind map organizes all productive tasks during the waiting period. At the center is post-approval preparation for the K-1 path. The first branch is documents, covering core civil records and translations. The second is medical, including vaccination histories and scheduling. The third is financials, such as budgeting for fees and travel and maintaining an emergency buffer. The fourth is relationship evidence, capturing timelines, chat records, call logs, and photos. The fifth is interview preparation, including practicing concise answers, addressing potential red flags, and organizing the packet. The sixth is tracking, which involves monitoring official statuses and maintaining a personal timeline. The seventh is communication, emphasizing coordinated checklists and contingency planning with your partner. Please note that this content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration circumstances can vary widely, and policies can change. If you have an unusual situation or an urgent need, consult a qualified immigration attorney licensed in the relevant jurisdiction. Here are the key points. Silence after I-129F approval is typical while the case transfers to and is processed by the NVC. Anticipate approximately 6 to 10 weeks before embassy action. Wait until about 8 weeks before initiating a low-level inquiry. Use this period to track statuses and prepare documents. The embassy's instructions will signal when to schedule the medical and prepare for the interview. Above all, patience is essential, and reactive outreach rarely accelerates the process. To wrap up, your USCIS approval completes the first phase, but the case still needs to move through the NVC and reach the embassy. Use the decision flow to avoid premature outreach that does not help. Invest your time in practical preparation so you can act quickly when instructions arrive. Stay calm, track smart, and be ready for the next steps. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who is also waiting, and subscribe for more step-by-step immigration guidance. Tell us in the comments how many weeks you have been waiting and what preparation task you are tackling this week. Your experience may help someone else.